Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be adding a lot of details and minifigures and vehicles to the city. The city already has a fair amount of figures and vehicles and little cool details like that, but I want to take it one step further because I think we can add a lot more cool stuff to it. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is actually add some minifigures around the city, namely the train station, because that really needs it. I know it's not done yet, but the platform is done, and so I could add the figures to that. And also all of this open space out here as well. I need to fix up this sidewalk extension here on this side of the road, and there's a lot to do, so I'm just going to get right into it, and we're going to get started. I'm going to place some figures here, and then we can come over here and place the sidewalk extensions, and then we can take it from there. All right, so I'm going through and I'm adding the plates in now because I just finished putting the figures into the train station here, and I think this looks really good, actually. I have me, and then I have two of these CMFs with the cat, so I figured I'd change the hair. One of them, I have put Darth Vader in here just for fun, and a couple other characters that you might notice from the Lego movie, and then just a bunch of random figures just kind of scattered throughout here, and I think this looks really good, and I am very happy with this. Obviously, it doesn't need to be jam-packed, but I think this looks good, and then once the Orient Express is running through the layout here, it's going to look even better, and actually, we'll have the train running by the end of the video just for fun, just to show you guys that, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Obviously, the building is not done yet. Unfortunately, I can't finish that until the order comes in from Lego. And I talked to them via like the live chat, and they said that the warehouse was behind and there was delays and stuff, so it's going to be another couple weeks, unfortunately, which really sucks, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, so I have to wait to finish the train station, and then, yeah, so that's pretty much it, but I think the figures look good, and I do need to go in and modify this platform right here, because back when I made it, I thought the platform, or the expansion table was going to end here, and so I have these extra plates in my hand, because I think I might not have enough over here, but we'll see. And so the expansion table here is actually 10 inches longer than I originally thought it'd be, so I have to fix that, but I'm working over here right now, trying to see if I have enough light gray plate. So let me place these down and see if I can find any others, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I actually managed to have enough pieces to finish the sidewalk extension over here, and I think that looks better. It frames up the road a lot nicer, and it just looks cleaner, to be honest with you, and I'm happy with that. And so now, actually, I want to come over to this side of the city here, because while we were working on the train station, I forgot that there's a path going over each of the two lines here. So I want to finish that with the light gray tile that you can see down there, and I want to continue that. I don't know where it's going to end up going, but I want to at least have it cross both of the train tracks here, and then we can figure out in a future video where it's going to end up. All right, so I went ahead and I put that little path in, and I also added some green plate onto the gray base plate over there. So now you can't even tell that it's a gray base plate, which is good. The only little thing left is those 3 studs right there, but I'll fix that. And I think this looks pretty good. I kept it pretty simple, and then I just added a couple jumpers in case I want to move some figures around. But overall, I think it looks pretty good, and I'm happy with it. And so now we can put the train back on the track and keep going. And so now that that's done, I want to add a couple of vehicles to the city. I know most of the roads here look pretty good, and I'm happy with how many vehicles there are and how dense they are, and you know how they're spread out. I like that, but I want to add a couple more, because right over here, we just built this expansion table and we put all the buildings here and we just added this road in. So I want to add a couple vehicles to this as well. One of them being this cop car from the Spider-Verse set. And so I am actually working on modifying the set as we speak. And so I'm not showing that quite yet. I'm still working on it, but I'm saving that for its own video. So click subscribe and also turn on the bell notification so you don't miss when that video drops, and also any other videos on this channel. But I think it's a pretty good looking car, and I'm happy with that there. So now let's add 1 or 2 more vehicles, and then we can go from there. All right, so we just added that right there, and I also added the Lego store truck right here. This is the one from last year from 2024, and I think it looks great. Some of you guys might notice that I actually had it over here temporarily a little while ago, probably about a month ago at this point, and I wasn't a fan of it there. It blocked a lot of the details there, but I think over here it does block the fountain, especially when you take a step back, but it's not the end of the world, and plus I could always move it to a different part of the city, but I want to have it in, and I think it looks really good. So it's going to stay here for now, and I'm happy with that. But there's one more vehicle that I want to add, actually, which is still sealed in the box, so I have to go grab that. But overall, I think this area has really been starting to come together recently, and I'm very happy with this. And if you guys agree, make sure to drop a comment down below and let me know. And also, if there's something that you would change about this area, let me know as well. All right, so the sealed set that I was talking about is actually the moving truck. This was the promo to come with the Jazz Club back in 2023. I already have one in the city over by the Jazz Club itself, and I have two of them, and I like it so much, and I want to see it more often. And so I want to build this second one, and I want to put it up in the front of the city. So that's what we're going to do right now, and then we can place it, and we can take it from there. So here's a quick time lapse of me building this free promo here. It took me about 25 minutes maybe. It's a lot bigger than it looks actually, which is nice because it was free and more is more. But overall, it was a quick build. It was pretty good. I'm not a fan of the big stickers on the sides though, but there's not much you can do about that. And they add a lot of detail, so you can't just leave them off. But other than that, I'm happy with it. So let's check it out in real time. All right, so I finished the build here, and it was pretty quick, but I figured I'd time-lapse it for you guys just to kind of show you what it was like. This did come out 2 years ago, so I'm not going to give it an in-depth review, but it does look really nice, and it is quite large for being a freebie. It has over 300 pieces, and this is full of stuff in here, which is actually great because it's a moving truck, so you want to be able to actually move stuff. And a lot of the stuff in here is music related because it was a tie-in with the Jazz Club. But I'm going to put this right in the front of the city here, right here. I really like how it looks, and I want to be able to see it. So that's where it's going to go, and I'm happy with it. I think it looks good, and I've been waiting almost 2 years to open that second copy, and so now that I finally did that, that feels pretty good. I didn't place the sticker on the box though. I'm going to save that for a different tile because the tile that it's supposed to go on is an inverted 2x2 tile, and at least the one that I have over by the Jazz Club, the lid keeps falling off. So I figured I would just make that, instead of panels, I would make it a 2x2 brick and then a regular 2x2 tile on top. I think that would help a lot, and then I could also just put that outside the Jazz Club as well. But there is also this extra figure here, which is nice, and then all of the extra pieces in here, which is a coin, a donut, and then all these other pieces, which is really nice to see. But I'm happy with this. This is probably one of my favorite promos that they've ever done. So I'm happy that I have two of these, and now that they're both built in the city, I think that looks really, really good. And so the last thing I want to do in today's video actually is right next to this new moving truck here, and that is replace the Christmas tree. It is pretty far into January at this point, and so figured I can't keep this here much longer, so let's take that out and replace it with something better. And so the reason I'm replacing this is, I guess you can call it my initiative for 2025, and that is that I want to have the city be more themed throughout the year. So like for the holidays, I had a Christmas tree, and then throughout other parts of the year, I want to have different things going on. Like for Halloween, I want to replace a bunch of the minifigures with trick-or-treaters and costumes and all that stuff. And so it's too early to put flowers here, I think. And so instead of that, I'm thinking we're going to put a fountain or a statue. There's already a fountain here as well as the one over by the boutique hotel. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just put a statue for the time being. And I think that could look pretty cool. So let me see what pieces I have that would look good here, and then we can go from there. All right, so I found these in my collection. It's a handful of 2x2 bricks in this pearl gold here. Or actually, it's drum lacquered gold. It's very nice color, actually. And while I could do something like this and have them kind of staggered and stacked and, just kind of call it a day, I don't think that's good enough, to be honest with you. I think we could do a little bit better than that. And so right now, this is kind of a little pedestal that I'm creating, and I'm going to try and see if I can put them at some different angles. I haven't tried this yet. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to just kind of test it out, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. If it looks terrible, we're going to end up going with this, but hopefully it looks pretty good. So I have a couple of different ideas in mind, so let me try those, and I will show you guys what I come up with. All right, so this is design number 1, or I guess technically design 2, because the bricks stacked in weird ways was the first design. But I don't know if I like this, to be honest with you. This is what it looks like directly from the front here, which I like even less. But if you rotate it 45 degrees, it looks okay. If you come down like this, it doesn't look terrible, but I don't know. This is how I built it back here. I don't have 2 of these in clear, unfortunately, so I had to use a medium nougat one instead. But so I have a clear action pose piece there, and then a medium nougat one, and then this stud with the bar on the end, and I have this curved droid arm with the clear holder piece here. I don't know what the name of this piece is, but you can kind of see it just like that there. And then there's a stud on the top and then the bar on the back. And so I thought this it looked a lot better in my head, to be honest with you. But I'm going to try it again in some different angles, and hopefully that'll look better, because as it is right now, I'm not loving this, and yeah, it's not doing too great. So let me try this again with a couple different angles and maybe a couple different pieces as well, and I'll show you guys what I come up with. All right, so this is design number 3 here, and I like this a lot better from the front. You know, if the brick is on the grid here, I think it looks decent, but if you rotate it just slightly, I think that looks a lot better. The problem with this one is when you turn it to the back here, that is when it starts to fall apart a little bit, at least for me personally. It's not that bad, but it doesn't look great. Like if I was standing where the police station used to be, or where the boutique hotel used to be, and I was looking at the museum, then this is the angle that you would pretty much see. And so I don't love that, but I guess it's not the end of the world. I think I'm going to go with this for now, actually. I do want to add a cheese slope in there just to smooth that out. And overall, the colors don't really bother me either. I would like to have this piece in dark gray, as well as the claw here at the top, but this piece is brand new, so I don't think they make it in dark gray yet, and then I just can't find one of those pieces at the top in dark gray either, unfortunately. And then these 2 in clear don't really bother me. I think that's fine. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I think it looks pretty good, and then so we can go place this in front of the museum and see how it all looks. All right, so here's what that new statue looks like in front of the museum, and I think it looks pretty good, actually. It is a little bit small, but I'm okay with that, and I think it looks pretty good. And then if I come over to the side here, this is what I was talking about with the side profile of it, but I don't think it looks that bad, to be honest with you. And I did get the train going, like I had promised, and so now the Orient Express is going around the city here, and I'm really happy with that. I think that looks really, really good. And over here, I did go ahead and I finally added in all of the extra leaf pieces over here, because I had gotten those in a bricks and pieces order quite a while ago at this point. And so now that is in, and that is looking pretty good. And I really love how that's looking. But that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what I did, make sure to like the video and subscribe, as well as click the bell notification so you don't miss any future uploads. If you guys have any feedback for me on anything that we did today, and also specifically about the statue and what you think of it, make sure to drop a comment down below. But that's it from me. I'm going to let the train go for another minute here. Thank you guys again for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.